Welcome, Ulysses.
Hello. Am I audible? Is that the right word?
You are audible, yes.
Amazing. So happy to be here presenting. I will be quick and fun and short. And today I would like to present, well, today I have two things. I'll have a brief update on small brain games, and I will present Network States, a game which many of you have already played in this audience, I think. Why don't we start with Network States? Network States is a entirely on-chain game, which is something I don't need to say in this audience. Network States is a game. It's an empire building game. You join, you get a state, you start getting one troop a second, and you need to grow your empire on a large grid on-chain. As you play the game and you start to take over other people's states, you realize that two things are happening. One, a story is being generated as you play. So lore for your state in kind of a Wikipedia, like kind of an entire Wikipedia, is being created as you play based on your on-chain actions. When you have a battle, you see lore for it. When you're founded, you see the history of your state. This is based on some great work done by Moving Castles and some sick open source work that is being done by Xerox Hank. So that's fun. On top of that, we are working on integrating a fog of war, and this will be done with some interesting cryptography and done very, very soon. And Network States plans to launch in Istanbul in November. And I can share my screen right now and give you a little quick demo. Maybe I
Amazing,
can't.
let's see it.
Um,
Oh, yeah, you're having trouble sharing?
no, I'm not. Let's go live. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep, crystal clear.
Yeah, here is a running demo of Network States. As you can see, like lots of small improvements have been done since the last time we played. You can move around in queue transactions. One transaction will go through a block and you can increase your state. For the nerds in the audience, we are doing some really fun stuff with lazy updating. Lazy updating, your number of troops has to do with the number of tiles you have in your entire empire and the number of troops you have in your entire empire. And it still is done in near constant time because it is on chain. And you can take other cities now. So now empires can grow and take cities of other empires and have multiple cities in an empire, and both cities will produce troops. And yep, so right here I've spawned an empire right next to this one. I'm going to capture it very quickly. And now I will have two cities producing troops. And my troop count has slowed because I have two cities and more tiles in my empire. There we go. Network States, everybody. Very quick demo. Network States will be playtesting in the Small Brain Games Discord on Tuesday, and playtests are done regularly as we kind of ramp up to launch. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. We've had a really great time during playtests. Can I take questions? Any questions about Network States before I move on to a Small Brain Games update?
Yeah, let's hear it. Anyone can type in the chat, or you can come on stage and ask a question live as well. When
Anything.
next playtest?
When next playtest? Next Tuesday, tentatively. So it hasn't been announced in Small Brain Games Discord, but regular playtests announced there once we have solid dates. And that is the one we're working with internally right now.
Great. Do you have any links to share with the crowd maybe so they can learn more?
Yes. About network states, you need two things. You can go to networkstates.wiki and stick in your email if you would like an email update when this thing launches. And then the Small Brain Games Discord link you can go into as well. Here, I put the Network States Wiki link and the Small Brain Games Discord link I will put in right now. And go to there as well to playtest. Great, in that case, I'll move on to a Small Brain Games update. Only one real update other than Network States, which is there will be a little surprise project launching very soon. And that'll probably be the next tweet from the Small Brain Games account. So if you would so desire, turn notifications on. That will be it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ulysses.
Sweet. Okay.
Looking
I will
forward to that
leave.
playtest. Sounds good. All right. So we are going to circle back to Soam then, who's going to give a presentation on Promodium. Let's get him back on stage. All right. Let's see if the technical difficulties have faded. Soam, can you try talking? Not hearing you. I don't know about if that's a me problem or. Hmm. Seems we got more technical difficulties here.
Uh, Hello?
All right, there you are. Yep, I hear you.
Hi, sorry, I actually did the entire presentation while I didn't know that the entire mic was suppressed the entire time.
All good.
Yeah, just now. Okay, so I am back. Yeah, thank you all for having me here today. Let me just share my screen.
Of course, and I will give you a big thumbs up if we can see your screen this time.
Can you
All
see it?
right. Yep. You're looking good. We hear you. We can get started.
All right, sounds great. Well, hi everyone. So for the latest version of Promodium, we have quite a few players join in on this round that started earlier this month. So as you can see, as we zoom out, there is an entire field of asteroids consisting of players that join in on the game that resembles a galaxy swirl. So when you log on to Promodium for more context, you get spawned into this asteroid right here, where your goal is to extract the resources that are available for you to mine, and you place down miners on them to mine more resources, in which case you can use these resources to generate units and then attack other people's asteroids and take over the entire galaxy by taking everyone else's ores and so on. So right here, I have my main base level 2. And as you can see, some ores over here. So every action that I place down is a transaction where I place down a lithium mine and another lithium mine. And so now I'm generating more lithium than I was before. Then what you can also do is once you have a workshop, you could create some units. So right here, a Minuteman Marine costs 60 iron. Let me just train the unit over here. It's gonna take 19 blocks. We are in a testnet with 1 tick per second, so it's gonna take around 15 seconds over here. In the meantime, while it's going on, you can check out our home asteroid, where I have a unit that is already orbiting around a medium platinum motherlode. So there are some exclusive resources that are only available on motherlode asteroids that are spawned next to your player base. This is another player. You can see that it's owned by some other person, which we can go attack it as well. But right now we are having some units going around. And here you can see I have a station unit, just one marine over here. I can attack. And once I'm attacking, you can see that a battle is taking place at the moment. And once a battle is taking place, you can see that the battle report is I have lost because I only placed on one marine. But then there is a enemy fleet on there who's already sent their troop. So my unit is dead and I not get the asteroid. Now I can also invade this one. You can see that I can add one more marine and I'm invading at the moment. The transaction is ongoing. And as you can see, there is a real-time intergalactic battle happening right now with this unit slowly moving across the board as it goes on. And while this is happening, we can check out the leaderboard. This round, we have had a lot more players join in, around 900 of them. And I've also added a new feature where you could link your own Ethereum username on the leaderboard, so you can see that if I want to attack Mason here, you can see that there's a lot of resources on his asteroid, which is great, but it's also really far away from my own base, so it's very far. We take an account of distance for how you can attack other people. And yeah, there are a lot of people who have had bigger bases than other people. You can see number 1 on the list, all these resources and so on. We have our contracts currently all implemented in version 1 of the MUD standard. We are moving over to MUD 2 with our next release. And thank you all for your support as well. We've also been active on the Discord as we move along for our next version. And as you can see, we also have our base here. You can expand your base beyond beyond the current range with more resources available for you to mine. We have advanced buildings that unlocks as you go. Right now, I've just unlocked photovoltaic cell factory after building these lithium mines. So it's just currently building and now generating some utilities for players to build new solar panels. And here you can see that if I have a yeah once this unit reaches the space, it orbits and I can choose whatever action I want to do with it, like invading. And if you create a mining vessel, you can take resources from other bases. And so that's it for Promodium. We look forward to you for joining us in our next round, and I'm here to answer any questions.
Amazing. Thank you for that update. Yeah, this is looking better and better every time you share. Great work here. Yeah,
Yeah.
any questions from the crowd in the chat or if you want to come on stage?
Big credit to our entire team as well. So thank you all, and also for Lattice for the great mud framework.
Thank you. All right, so we got Tech Noir asking when is the next round?
Oh, the next round. So we're aiming at monthly releases for for each round. Right now, we are targeted for the end of this month for the next release, which is going to be introducing alliances between players.
Awesome. All right, and then we have Gink up here to ask a question.
Yeah, that's a very addictive game, and I've been playing for a long time. Being on like #1 in the leaderboard too, so probably. Yeah. So would you please give us a sneak peek about like the next update? Because I believe people are giving away a lot of like suggestions. Seems like leagues, trades, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so down the road, our vision is to create an entire decentralized economy with all the resources that you have in the game. For specifically the next versions, we are also adding new objectives for players to have more goals to achieve in a game. We're going to add new buildings and also alliances system for players to play against each other and coordinate for more types of different gameplay. One aspect of on-chain games that we're also really interested in is to see the emergent behavior, which we've also already seen with past versions of Promodium, and we look forward to building more of that and see more of that down the road as well. So Sam Bao asked how the player's location is calculated. It's procedurally generated, as you can see with the galaxy pattern. That's procedurally generated every time you create a new asteroid, we just spawn it in a new location, and it just expands further and further out in a circle.
Great. All right. Any last questions for Som?
Oh, about the SAM launcher, actually, because like right now during the playtest, I probably give out a bunch of like suggestions to the Chinese community that you probably don't want to build a SAM launcher because it's doing nothing. So I was thinking like, what about the gameplay or kind of how do you want to balance it in the next update?
It's just play testing. We're getting a lot of feedback from players, as you also mentioned. We're aware that at lower levels of the SAM launcher, it doesn't increase defense as much as players would hope. So we are addressing issues like those in our next update.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Som. Thank you, Gink, for the questions. We're gonna move on to the next presentation now. So thank you.
Thank you all.
All right. So next up, we have Moving Castles with a presentation about this cursed machine. So we can go ahead and get them up on stage here. I hope I got the name of that game right. This cursed machine, right? Welcome, Arb. I think you're muted if you're trying to talk. Still muted. All right, let's give them a moment.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yep.
can. Welcome.
Beautiful. Yes, I have a new computer, and I hadn't accepted that it can access my mic yet. I'm too secure.
Mm.
Hello, everyone. Yes, we're moving castles. We've been working on a while on a game called This Cursed Machine, which is a sci-fi body horror fulfillment center simulator. I can directly go into screen sharing. 1 second.
Oh, we lost him again. Probably permissions for screen sharing.
Exactly, permission for screen sharing. So, second.
Oh, and he's gone. Let's bear with him, folks. The machine is too cursed.
I wonder how many times I have to do this. I come back and forth. Okay, now it should completely work. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
It's loading. Yes, yep, incognito window. Yep.
So, the game, as I said, is a fulfillment center simulator. We currently have the initial first 7 levels set up. We're in playtesting. Here you can see the intro narrative. I'm going to click through it somewhat fast so I can show everything about the game. A lot of this is still in work. We just started playtesting. We're working on juiciness, kind of transaction states, and all the beautiful stuff. So we have a simple first goal, and it is a circuit builder system where we have actual circuits running, which was a lot of work, and you can start connecting things to each other to basically produce different materials. And each level is a different material, and you have a really complicated material tree to navigate and explore initially. As I said, a lot of the visuals are still placeholder. The game will be launched in Istanbul. And yeah, the game is a material conversion fulfillment center simulator on chain with building. You build a machine using different components, and yeah, it's a problem solving game.
Very cool.
I need to get into.
You died.
Yes, I died. My energy ran out.
Gotcha. Very cool death screen.
Thank you. And yeah, I think that we have a really interesting approach to kind of emergent gameplay by allowing combinatory logics between the different machines. And we think there's a lot of possibility here.
Great. All right. Any questions for Arb for moving castles? How many levels?
There are 7 levels right now. The beauty with these kind of games, I don't know if you know Zachtronics games, is that the level construction isn't very complicated. You just define a output material. So this won't be implemented for Istanbul, but having emergent problems from other players is something we want to work on after that. So initially we're going to focus on 7 predefined problems, but later it's kind of easy to replace the output problem with different materials. And yeah, that's the goal. There will be an in-game tutorial. Yes, that's the goal. The first 7 levels basically introduce all the primitives, the different machines, how to do connections, all of these things. And what we have then is a kind of on-chain material production game with a self-contained game loop, but that can also be connected to other potentially extended world games. Yeah.
Cool. And we also got a question from 9sticks. Is there a public playtest?
We have a GVN. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have GVN is one of the people at Moving Castles, together with Rasmus, Manos, Agnes. And we did a call for playtest, and I think it's closed already. There were a lot of people interested, which is exciting.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah, there will be in-person playtests in Istanbul.
Cool. And where can we sign up for playtests? Twitter.
We'll post
Okay.
some links in the chat. Here is the Twitter. Here is the Discord link. And if you are interested in the code, here's the GitHub as well.
Excellent. All right. Any last questions for Moving Castles before we move on to the next presentation?
Thank you for having us, and see most of you in Istanbul, hopefully. Bye-bye.
All right. You're very welcome. See you in Istanbul. All right. So next up, we have a presentation from Cellula. Zigzags, do you want to take the stage?
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear.
Okay, I want to try to share my screen. Wow, and I can't share my screen. I want to think out why.
Do you need to give it permissions, maybe?
Okay.
I think that's the problem the last presentation had. You might have to restart Discord.
Okay, maybe I should restart and think out why I can't screen can't be shared. Okay, just hold on for a moment. I will
Sure. No
refresh.
rush. All right, let's get him back on stage. Welcome back. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, I will try. Looks good. I will try now. Okay, can you see my screen?
It's still loading, so let's just give it a moment. Yep, there it is.
Okay, you can see my browser here, right?
Yep, cellular.life, yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Eric from Cellular, and I have see some of friend here, and can see you all in Istanbul. And we are very interested in the artificial life actually. So we are build a game that you can play like the god and craft a life from the cells, and then you can go to the simulation strategy game. Okay, let's jump into the game. Okay. From the beginning, you have 9 cells for every account. It's in playtest now, and you can claim 9 cells for free. And then you can go to the crafting table. Yeah, this is the crafting table here. And I think this is quite similar to what you have seen in the Minecraft. You have 9 slots, and you have to find out the way what combinations of cells will lead to the great growth in the future. So this is a off-chain simulation part of this. And this is a learning curve about the block height and the count of the living cells. So this looks good. And then I confirm my combination of the cells and move to the next stage. There are three kind of the environment, the ocean, sea, and sky. And it's up to you to set up the environment. And I will skip this. And here is all the lives I have crafted. Yeah, there is all kind of the lives. And for example, this one, you can see I have crafted it maybe 2 weeks ago. And here is the three initial state of the cells I used to craft this life. And here is the position, the life in the evolution trees, and you can put into the different environment. In this tab, in the left tab, there is three environment, and you can switch it into different environment into the different evolution paths. Okay, this part is live on testnet, and you can have a try. And what I want to talk about is the next move of this game. We call it the AW Pac-Man, and we just launched our beta test yesterday. Okay, this is the AW Pac-Man, and all the life you craft in the crafting table has become the game characters here, and the numbers on the right top corner of the game character was related to the living cells count. Yeah, it's also related to the conway scheme of life. So this is dynamic. It's just like the health of the game character. And every game character has two kind of the skill point. One is for the eyesight, and the other one is for the attack ability. So why we call it the AW Pac-Man? Because all the actions in the game are not controlled by the users to move up, down, right and left. No, it's all driven by the strategies you set up here. And look at this. Maybe you can see this quite familiar, because it's quite similar to what you have seen in the Shushin. But I think Shushin inspired me a lot. But we want to introduce more randomness and much more strategy in this. Okay, that's just the start of the level 2. For example, I will choose the number 2 as my game character. Okay, in my habit, I just want to start from the quite conservative strategy from the beginning. That means in any situation, I just run away from the ghost. So I have to aid up my eyesight that I can find out the ghost as early as I can. Okay, that's just a start game. This is about the living count. Okay, I will send the transaction in my MetaMask. Hold on for a moment for the transaction confirm. Okay, loading looks good. Okay, the game start. The rules is quite straightforward. The time is limited, and all you have to do is collect enough gold coins in the limited time. So as you can see, I can switch the strategy in real time. So I was surrounded by 2 ghosts. I had to fight with them. But from the beginning, I don't want to fight the ghosts. I just want to run away from them. Okay. This one has not found me, and this one just follow me up all the way through. Okay, try to collect enough gold coins. And then I will try to switch to the quite aggressive mode. I want to fight with the ghost. Okay, you can see the ghost also have the eyesight and the attack ability. And the eyesight was quite similar to what I have seen in the traditional Pac-Man, but we ate up the health and the attack ability. That means if you meet a ghost, you won't die for the first time. It's up to you to fight with So you can fight with each other to win the game. Okay, I have killed all the ghosts, and then we'll switch to the gold rush mode. That means in any condition, I will move to the ghost. I want to collect the ghost in the limited time as fast as I can. Oh, make it. Okay, I won this level and settle the transaction with the proof of this. Okay, wait for a moment. So maybe you are curious how this part was working on chain, and I will talk about this later. Okay, waiting for the confirmation. Yeah. So I will move to the high level. I guess it's level 8. And I will choose my number 1 game character. He has much more life pairs. And also, I will switch to the conservative mode. Okay, just a runway from the beginning. Okay. Start the game, the highest level. Not sure I could get it, but I will have a try. Because there will be much more stronger ghost and much hair and a larger map. Okay, look at this. There is 4 kind of the ghost. They are much stronger and much more eyesight, and I will keep running away from the beginning because they have much more health. So I have to, okay, only one find me. Whoa. Okay. Pure luck. Okay, have to fight with them. Okay. I have to attack the 2 ghosts. Hope I can kill one and run away from the third one. Okay. Whoa. 3 has banned me in the corner, and the 4th is coming up. Looks not good, as I guess. Hope I can kill one. Oh, I finally killed one, but I have been defeated. Yes, this is the highest. No, that's not highest. There is 10 levels, and I was defeated at the 8th level, and I will settle the transaction here. Okay, hold for a moment.
This is some awesome stuff, Zigzags. I want to make sure we have time for a Q&A and also the next presentation.
Okay,
So
okay.
do you maybe want to wrap up like a last few sentences and then we can go into a Q&A?
Yeah. I think I have shown the whole gameplay, and we just start our playtest. Yeah, and I want to hear your voice. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Any questions for Zigzags about Cellular? As always, feel free to type in the chat or come on stage. We have
Okay.
Yonada asking, is the gameplay on-chain?
Yeah, that's a good question. I want to explain that. All the state eyesight and the logic was on-chain, but due to the limit of the OP testnet, the internal, I think it's block internal time, limited our game tick. So when the game start, this part is off-chain. So we will generate a proof of this after the game ends and put the result on chain. We have talked about this with PicoBytes, who built the customized OP framework. So in the next version of the game, we will try to use the taking optimism to put the whole process on chain. Yeah, that's what we want to talk about.
Okay, great. And then we have another question here on what's the proof system that you guys are using?
Yeah, it's a ZK proof. We use it's using mod v2. The whole process is building on mod v2. This process, and we will be released or released in open source. I think it will be in Istanbul. We will be open source for the whole process of this.
All right, great. We have time for one last question before we move on to the next presentation, if anyone has any. Going once, going twice. Okay, well, thank you so much, Zigzags. This was an awesome presentation. Feel free to drop any links in the chat for people to visit the game, visit your Discord, anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, we'll look forward to seeing how you progress with this project.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
All right, last up we have Tenet. Do you guys want to come up on stage and make your presentation?
Hello. Uh, Hello, can you guys hear
Hey.
us? Nice.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so we're Tenet. For the past 2 months, we've been working on a spatial computer, a computer that's got like really, really strong physics constraints, sensitive space and locality and causality and all that. And one way you can imagine it is imagine a really large Euclidean grid where every single coordinate has certain attributes like thermal energy or mass, or velocity, etc. And all of these attributes are globally conserved. So we simply deploy the spatial computer with a digital physics, and then anybody can sort of invent all these types of blocks and objects and put them into the world. And as long as they obey the digital physics, all of these blocks are allowed. And you can use this to essentially procedurally generate various kinds of terrains. At that point, people can come along and host all these different types of games and apps on top of this world. And everything sort of interoperates because it's built on the same core physics. So we're going to start showing that right now.
Yeah, so I'll just share my screen. We'll just go over like 3 quick demos inside of the app. And just disclaimer, we have been working on this recently, so if anything bugs out,
We
bear
have
with
a
us.
second
We
computer.
have a second computer as like a backup. Okay, all right. So, all right, can you guys see my screen?
Okay,
Yes, we can.
cool.
Sweet. All right. So the first thing we'll show is that like uh so this robot over here is like the user as like the god of this world. They're not actually inside of like on this special computer. So to do stuff, they have to spawn an agent so that they can control that agent to build, mine, move, and like take other actions. So as a user, you can go around the world, and we have certain faucets, which are faucet agents.
Hey,
Which
would
you
you
can
guys
go
Oh,
mind resharing?
sorry. Yeah, I'm seeing
Uh,
the screen, but a lot of other people aren't. So let's try restarting.
I stop sharing.
Just entire screens.
I'll share my entire screen.
How about now?
All right, let's get a check in with the chat. You guys seeing the screen now? Got a yes, yes. All right, we're good to go.
Loading for me
Yeah.
still.
This was the robot.
Oh, wait, sorry. We have a few people also not able to see it still.
The Discord app.
Oh, I don't have a.
It's fine. I can restart sharing again. Otherwise, we can go from a different
Go to
computer.
the backup.
Let me see. Entire screen. Entire screen.
Maybe I do have the app. Actually,
Okay,
no,
how
I'm
about
not
now?
logged in.
All right, let's hear it, chat. What about now? Very odd. I'm seeing it
Oh no.
when nobody else is seeing it.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I
fine.
can see it now, but the screen share doesn't.
It's
Or I mean,
Discord.
the recording doesn't.
We can join the stage from another computer and see if it works there.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can
go for it.
show the-
Request to speak.
we can show the recording as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can just try this. Okay. Step.
Yeah, I'm gonna unmute.
Just leave it.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Echo.
bit of an echo it seems, but yes.
Cool. And then do you want to stop sharing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I will start sharing. Can you show the video? Yeah, that's it. Share the screen.
Why is it not available?
Oh no, permissions.
Yeah, it's gonna enable permissions. Just give me a second. Exactly.
This has become a ritual to the demos.
This might work. Mod events. Go live.
Yo,
Okay.
let's go.
You guys see it now?
All right, I see it. Does everyone else see it?
All right,
We got
great.
We're good
a
here.
yes, a yes. All right, we're good to go. Let's do it.
Okay, right.
So this robot is your player representation from the client. So this is not actually in the world. It's just so you can see the world from the client. But your agent you'll need to spawn an agent to actually do stuff. This is a faucet agent that you can use to essentially spawn agents. Let's just place a farmer. Farmer has been claimed. Now, obviously, since it's embodied, you have to control it. You can tell it to like do things like mine stuff,
and then build stuff. So
And why we're using an agent in this to like perform these actions is because the world can enforce the rules of the world onto agent, which is an entity in the world. If we just have the robot do it, it's going to be much harder to enforce these rules.
so that's the agent controller. Obviously, you can do things like you can build something and you can register it.
So we'll just build some creation, go to check creation, see the thing we want to register, call it start, create build. So now this has been registered, which means your structures, you can go to the creations tab, which shows all of the creations. Other users can come in and then spawn them into the world.
And they can get their agents to build it out like a blueprint.
Yeah.
So those are some basic UI UX controls. The other thing to be cognizant of is because of digital physics, if you think of the concept of placing and building and mining a block, this is almost like transmutation. So it's much more expensive energy-wise than just moving things around. So it's preferred if you just kind of like move things around, because you can't have any inventory since the digital physics is so strong. But you can move things around.
So over here, I just selected 2 blocks and I'm moving them back into the ground. And so that's what the agent is doing right now. It's just moving it back into the ground. Cool. So a move transaction failed. And so we'll just go on to the next part.
Non-problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, you can't just have like farmers and stuff. We can do something more ambitious. Maybe let's go and spawn like a creature that can fight and stuff.
Yeah.
After we just wait for the client to refresh.
Yeah. And so so now I'll like basically enable the component that will be on a different deployed client. So it's like related to the creatures client like game.
Right, because the game is just one perspective on the world. It's not the world. So, okay, we spawned one of these Pokemons. Now, obviously, the Pokemon needs to know what to do, so we need to program it really quickly. So, program that when you will create a decision rule or a mind when a fire Pokemon is next to a water Pokemon. We do. So this over here is like a decision-making table, and you can kind of see that, okay, if your health is between 0 to 250, then you kind of want to place the Ember move. Else you want to also place the Ember move, I guess.
Yeah, well, this is a simple mine.
Simple mine, sure. And then you can deploy it.
And this will generate the Solidity contract on the client and then deploy it from the client to the chain. As a user, you can download the Solidity to see what code gen it did from this table over here. But otherwise, it'll just get deployed. So we'll just wait a bit because it takes a while. Full deployed.
So now we can go to that mine, go to that Pokemon, and we can sort of create a new mine where just decision rule we just made for it.
Commit. And we'll need 2 Pokemons. And so I'll just spawn the other one, which is the one we have over here.
Before you want to fight.
Yeah. And we'll just create a mine for that Pokemon because we haven't done this for the second one. So if I'm a water and I'm going to be against a fire one, what do I want it to do?
And yeah, so in this case, you can say if their stamina is from 0 to 50,000, sorry, 0 to 25,000 or 25,000 to 50,000. Within that 50,000, if their health is this, essentially you're creating this like decision matrix, and that's because we kind of came to the realization that people are really comfortable filling out these matrices, and it's easier to use than a no-code tool. So we created a simple mine, and we're going to deploy it.
Yeah, and here I'm just picking one action, but you can imagine being a more complex mine, picking something much more strategic. Right now, I'm just picking a power move, so the Pokemon will die in the fight. Cool. Wait a bit. Deployed. All right, so we'll go to this Pokemon and create its mine. Same flow here, so we won't go into it. I'll just submit it. And then once the mines are created, your agent, you can choose to like attach and detach different mines when it's in the world. So in this case, we'll just attach the mine we just made to the fire Pokemon for fighting water Pokemon, and for the water Pokemon, we'll attach the fire mine to fight the fire Pokemons. Okay, cool. So they won't fight until they're beside each other because everything is spatial in nature. What we can do to get a fight occurring is move one of the Pokemons beside the other one. I'll just move this one over here. Cool. We saw that there's a little animation, we're still working on that, but they fought, and the red means it fainted. So we know that this one was the winner. But this client also shows like a derive to know who won and lost. If you refresh the leaderboard, we'll see it reads the state of the world to figure out, okay, we have one winner, which is this creature, this owner, and then this guy's the one that lost.
And the basic important thing here was like all this Pokemon stuff was not actually deployed by the creators of the world. The creators of the world simply just deployed an empty grid with some empty rules for how things can behave. Somebody could have come along and like invented Pokemon to the world. Someone could have come along and created an app which tracks this win-loss ratio as they fight. Yeah. So that was the Pokemon one. But now obviously if the Pokemon are, using up their stamina and losing health during battles, they need a way to replenish it. So we need to grow some food.
Yeah. And remember, this is like an infinite spatial grid, so users can proc gen other areas of the grid. So I've changed the HUD now. This is a different client for harvest and farm food. And so as the god, though, I'm not tied to a position, so I can just fly to the other area. Fly.
So you have to
Yeah, so I give myself a.
Hey guys, by the way, sorry to interrupt, but could we try to wrap it up in the next minute or two and just to get some a last bit in, and then we're gonna do Q&A because we're already running a bit over on time here.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
sure.
We're almost done. We're just gonna show this real quick.
Yeah, we're almost exactly. Basically, this area over here is a different part of the world that has been proc gen with different kinds of block, and there's soil blocks. And so the only thing to know over here is like as a user, you can spawn a farmer in and then grow some plants. And then these plants will have different yields for stamina and health. And so your Pokemon can go ahead and go to different plants to replenish. And users that have like grown more food in their area because of their engineering of their soil will get we'll just know who's like grown more soil to give to the plants, to the Pokemons.
And yeah, all of these soils were also invented by players. They were not deployed by us. So you can have like diffusive soils, concentrated soils, so they're good for certain types of yield.
Yeah.
And it's all allowed as long as it passes visual physics.
Yeah. I think like because we're short on time, we can go into the Q&A while this like runs. So why don't like if someone has questions, just come on. We can just go straight into Q&A.
All right, awesome. Thank you for that. Any questions for the tenant team?
Can you open Discord, Curtis?
Yeah, John.
It looks like we got a few people typing questions.
What does the blockchain add to a spatial computer?
Right. So one way to like basically think about it is if you think of Ethereum as just like it was depicted as this Turing complete computer and it has some physics on what type of things are allowed in it. It's very minimal physics. It's just that the balance conservation. The idea is that if you change the type of computer that you're running on the chain, you get like very different types of apps, but you get all the properties of the blockchain. So the autonomy and the secrecy, but the apps would be very different. For example, it would be really silly, like this would not be a good computer, like try and own a lot of things in because it's all physical and someone can steal it. But we'll sort of expand more on the context in Istanbul. This was just like a quick demo of sort of what it looks like.
Very cool. Any more questions? All right. Well, thank you so much, tenant team. This was an incredible presentation you got there.
Thank you. I'll stop sharing.
All right, so
Cool,
yeah,
thanks,
we're
man.
gonna Yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. So thank you everyone for joining. We're going to have one more community call before Dev Connect in Istanbul. So 2 weeks from now, we're going to have a Mudcore Dev call, and you can look forward to having one more community demo call before the end of the year. Date to be determined on that. I believe it's going to be early December, mid-December, but I'll look forward to seeing you all there. Thank you so much.